Hey, it's Jay with 1791 Actual. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you'll decide to stay around for a few minutes. We're going to do a little gun cleaning and talk a little bit about one of my first SIGs. Actually, it was my second SIG that I ever bought. The SIG P250. Now everybody's heard a lot about the 320, which is the striker-fired. The SIG's first foray into the striker fire, I'll call it the Glock world. It wasn't their first foray into the polymer world. What actually was their second foray into that. The first foray was a little bit older model, but this is the SIG P250. It's a polymer frame. It actually uses the same grip module as the 320, and this is actually the father of the 320, and I guess the grandfather of the 365. So this one, big difference is this is not striker fired. This is hammer fired. It has a flush fitting hammer. First, let's show it clear. There's nothing, nothing in the pipe, nothing in the mag well. You can see daylight through that mag well, and there's no magazines laying around here or anything. So you don't have to. For all you safety Sallys and Karens out there, it's not loaded, and it's not going to be loaded during this video. So get that out of the way. But let's talk about this guy. He's actually he uses a polymer grip module, and they are available in different configurations, different lengths and widths. The originals, the first one that I bought was actually a subcompact, had a 10-round mag, and the grip module actually stopped back about here. But for my big hand, I could only get these two fingers, and then the pinky ended up underneath. So yeah, it wasn't all that great. But this one I can actually get all three fingers. I get a good purchase on there. This takes a 15-round magazine. It's chambered in 9mm. I have replaced the original. It had a hollow guide rod, and even though everybody says, oh, hollow guide rod's fine, they don't bend. I actually upgraded to a solid stainless steel guide rod, and I need to put a little bluing on the end of there so that I don't have that shiny silver thing on the end of it. But the way that it works is like all SIGs. In order to take it down, let's switch over to my side cam. This is the slide lock, and this is your takedown. So pull the slide to the rear, push up on the slide lock, that holds that back. Drop this lever down to its fold down position. Yeah, slides right apart. This is actually the serial numbered part right in here. This is the only part that is actually serial numbered as a firearm, and this is called the Fire Control Unit, or the FCU. And just like with its younger rendition, which is striker fired, same basic concept, same basic design. You can remove this takedown pin and slip this out, has the trigger attached to it, and you can then drop this into different size grip modules. They're in more modern times, since the 320 has come out. There's actually a lot of different manufacturers that make these grip modules. Wilson Combat even makes them. I've actually got a Wilson Combat grip module, but unfortunately it takes a different magazine than the stock 250 and 320 mag. It takes a different mag configuration. This particular one, this grip module is called the Compact Carry. It's the compact as far as the length, but the carry aspect of it, it's got the little slightly shorter mag grip panels and mag holder for the 17 or the 15 round mag. Like I said, the subcompact had a 10 round, and then the Wilson Combat ones, it's actually kind of a more full size. It takes a 17 round mag. Well, you know, in the great the once great state of Illinois, you can't have 17 round mags anymore because well, let's just say we have a governor that thinks he's the king, not the governor. Hopefully that'll change. And anyway, we're not going to go ahead. We're not going to break this piece down. No real reason to. But I do want to share with you. I want to show you. This is actually the hammer right here. And like I said, instead of the 320 is striker fired. So there's a different build configuration back here. And on the slide, even though this is polymer and this is stainless steel, it's got a steel slide, and the firing pin is in here, and you just pop your guide rod out and your recoil spring, pop the barrel out. Very easy, very quick and easy to field strip. If you want to field strip, clean it. Originally, this was developed for the kind of a niche market, I guess, of police departments. The idea being that an officer could have a full size, which has the longer barrel and greater capacity, 17 round capacity. They could get the thickness of the grip module that best fit their hand. Mine, oddly enough, mine is actually the small. It's the narrower, because I get a better purchase on it. I get my hand wrapped around it really well, so I can get a good grip on it. But the idea was that an officer could carry a full-size firearm on duty, and at the end of shift, he would go in and simply disassemble it into its basic component parts. This being the main part, and they would take off the full-size slide and barrel and guide rod and recoil spring combination. They would pop out this FCU and drop it into either subcompact or compact carry, and put that appropriate slide on. And basically, they could then have what equates to the identical firearm, the firearm that they carry on duty. They could also carry it concealed off duty. Key being the size of the grip module, the width of the grip module, and the trigger. Now, most SIGs, hammer-fired SIGs, going all the way back through all of the P series, are what we call single action, double action, or double action, single action. First trigger pull is a very long, heavy trigger pull, and then after after that first round cycles and the slide cycles, it stays cocked and takes you to a single action, or you pull the trigger and it fires and it cycles again. Okay, with this one, it is double action only. Essentially striker fired gun. And there are different types of striker fired conditions, but it's essentially a single action where you pull the trigger and it releases the striker. It's got a very light trigger usually, and people navigated toward that because they wanted a lot of younger folks wanted a consistent, as they put it, a consistent trigger pull. I want a 4-pound trigger all the time. Okay, this is a 12-pound trigger. When you pull that trigger, it takes considerable effort and thought to pull that. But I can actually, and if you watch the back of it, you can see that hammer come back and stage. Okay, I can stage it all the way back to there, and when it breaks hard and crisp. Now, difference is, with striker fired, I would only go back about to here to actually reset my trigger. With this guy, I've got to go all the way out to there before I hear the click that it has reset. And there is no travel in front of that. So when I start pulling, and you can see there, as soon as I start to pull, that hammer starts to come back. So there it is. And that's the safety on it. There is no external safety to mess with. Safety is in the fact of, number one, keep your finger, or as the annoying saying goes, keep your booger hook off the bang button. Keep your finger off the trigger. But beyond that, it takes considerable effort. You're not going to push this into a holster and have it snag on something and go off, because it takes considerable effort just pressing against it. Besides that, you can just like all other SIGs, you can put your thumb over that, and when you push it in, you can't pull that trigger if you try, because your thumb is keeping that hammer pushed down. So when I carry this, when I holster it, I put my thumb on the back, and I can push it down into my holster, and if I meet resistance, I know that there's a problem. I do absolutely love this gun. It's high up there in my favorites. It's actually got type of rear sight that you can actually put that against your belt or the edge of a table and rack this in the event this hand was disabled or couldn't get to it. I could actually come over to the side of a table and rack around him. Now, it's going to be loaded. It's not going to be cocked because, again, it is double action only. So let's get on into a little bit of cleaning process. We're going to use my gun cleaning station that I built. Handy little thing that it is. Holds my mineral spirits, my spritz bottle of mineral spirits, and my dropper bottle of mineral oil. I don't use CLP or any of that expensive stuff. I just use the cheap and easy versions. And we'll get a couple of screwdrivers out of the way. So let's take a look at breaking this guy down. Like I said, we're going to rack him and lock the slide back. Drop that. Pull it apart. I got my guide rod and my recoil spring, my barrel, and my slide. Now this guy's been laying in the safe for quite a while, so he is he's kind of dirty. He hasn't been cleaned in quite a while. Let's grab some cheaters here. And looking at it, he's got a little crud. It looks like maybe, in fact, it looks like I didn't clean him the last time he was at the range. So let's go ahead and grab our cleaning rod, my pistol rod out here, and we're going to go ahead and take our mineral spirits spritzer and do just a little spritz there. Little spritz down the barrel. Little spritz on the guide rod. And then we'll grab a 9mm brush. Take that tip off. Don't need that tip to use this brush. And we're going to run our brush down the barrel a couple of times. Grab our bore light. Take a look in there, and you can actually see down in there. These bore lights, these are Hoppy's bore lights. They're excellent with bore lights to be able to look down the barrel and look close up at things, but mainly for being able to look down your barrel and make sure your barrel is clean. This reloading station that I've got here actually has spots, a couple of spots for those. You know, they've got some larger holes back here for some of the larger tools. And since we've run that brush down through there a couple of times, we'll just go ahead and lay him there. And while we're at it, while we've got that brush on, we're going to go ahead and kind of brush in around the guide rod area, and where the barrel passes through the end. It also facilitates getting up into these channels. And we're going to go ahead and pop that brush off. Yeah, we're going to switch up to a regular cleaning brush. Just a little spritz of mineral spirits on there. Scrub down in there. Clean my rails, clean all up inside there. And since we've always got our mineral spirits on here, we'll go ahead and clean these rails. And the thing about mineral spirits is it's not hard on polymer, so you can actually clean the inside of the mag well with it. It's not going to hurt things. Now, one thing I do want to caution when you're cleaning your firearm, you don't want to get a whole bunch of solvent or oil or anything down right in this area. What we've got right here, and get turned around where you can see, that's the hole where the firing pin comes out, and you don't want to take a chance on having any kind of buildup in that hole. So kind of be careful when you're cleaning that breech face. Again, you just take your brush, get up into the rails, and get all that, get any deposits out of there. Use a smaller end to get down in some of these channels. Okay, there we go. So now we got that done. I also kind of go on the cheap on patches. I use old white t-shirts. They're 100% cotton. Got this little pair of surgical tongs here. Okay, grab it and wrap it around there. A couple of spritzes of my mineral spirits there. Helps me get some of these larger areas in, and it's going to show up that I'm actually getting it clean. Hope you're enjoying this. I hope you like this content. If you do, hit the like and subscribe. Really appreciate it. Also, if you do like it, if you do like and subscribe, make sure and hit that little notification bell, and you'll get notified anytime new content goes up. Whether it's just a new video that I've posted, or if I'm doing it live, you'll get notified. Okay, looks like we are getting pretty well cleaned up. Now these patches are, this is the easiest patches that you can get. Just take an old t-shirt. Now I won't use anything that's got nylon or anything in it. It's 100% cotton only. And I prefer using white ones. I wear white t-shirts a lot, but because you can see how well you're doing with your cleaning. So let's go ahead and do our guide rod real quick. Get him wiped down, and now we're going to do the barrel. So for that, we need this tip. And you notice I switched up my base rod. These are nice. They're brass. So is this. This is actually part of a component set, 4-piece set that is old school military issue cleaning rods for an M16 or M4 AR. It's all basically all the same. And no, don't go pitching a fit over the fact that I said it's the same, because I know the true M4 and the M16 are full auto capable, and civilian version, the The AR-15 is not. I know that. I know that all too well, and I preach it to people that an AR-15 is not a machine gun. It's not a military weapon. The AR-15 is the civilian version. Just like my SIG P250. Yes, it is a civilian. It is a civilian firearm, and yes, it is also a firearm that is used or has been used by military and law enforcement. So don't go Karening off on me. All right, so. I was actually kind of planning on doing this video as live, and still having a little bit of trouble with one of my cameras, so I decided that we would just stick with recording it and posting it. And look at how nice and clean that is now. That is one clean barrel, buddy. Go ahead and wipe down the outside of it a little bit. Still got a little bit off of him, didn't I? All right, well, that's good news. Means he's clean. Little bin here for keep a bunch of patches in, and that brush doesn't fit this handle, so but that's okay. We're done. We're pretty much done with those anyway. So now I want to address another issue that a lot of people ask about a lot of times, and that is oiling your firearm. And if you've watched my videos much, if you've watched my you will have heard me make mention of a fella on here on YouTube that called Gun Blue. He's an armorer. He's an older fella. A lot of really good content, all types of things firearm related. And he's one of the early gun guys that I followed on YouTube. And he actually talks about mineral spirits and mineral oil as it applies to cleaning your guns. And, like him, I grew up around Hoppy's number 9, and you know, some of us that grew up on Hoppies absolutely love the smell. Some folks absolutely hate the smell of Hoppies. But all Hoppies is mineral spirits with an additive and mineral oil with additives. The additives don't really do anything. The operative part is the mineral spirits for cleaning and mineral oil for lubricating. And for the price of a couple of bottles of Hoppies, or especially of one bottle, I actually got one back here somewhere, this bottle of CLP, for 2 of these little bottles, 2 4-ounce bottles of CLP, I got a gallon of mineral spirits and a gallon of mineral oil. A gallon of that is going to last me probably the rest of my life. Because I only use, you saw, I used a few spritzes every time I clean a gun. I only use a few spritzes. When it comes to oil, this is where I want to bring Gun Blue into this, is don't over lubricate your firearm. oil on the firearm, especially if oil migrates. You know, it moves around on metal, and if it migrates down into this into your firing pin, it's going to attract dust, and you get basically gum in there, and it's going to affect the functionality of your firearm. So, as gun glue recommends, when I lubricate, I put a single small drop on my finger. And I look at my firearm, and I say, okay, where does metal touch metal? Well, down in here, I have a spot where metal touches metal because there's a little bit of wear, little wear mark right there. There's a little bit of wear here. There is a tiniest bit of wear along these rails. So we're going to run our finger along these rails. I can look at here and I see that there's a little bit of wear on these surfaces where this goes into the rail, so we're going to touch that, and I'm still just using that single drop on my finger. And that's all I need. In fact, I've probably got more on there than I really need, so I'm going to take this patch, since it is clean, and I'm going to wipe some of that excess off, and I can see that there is still just a tiniest bit of lubrication hanging around in there. Now, if I also look, I can see where right here there is a spot in here where the barrel contacts this, and I don't want anything to infringe on that. But instead of trying to lubricate that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put another drop, a smaller drop of oil on my finger, and I'm going to just lightly, quickly touch the outside of that barrel all the way around so that it's lubricated a little bit. And looking at this hood, I can see there's a few little touch points. So we'll go ahead and lubricate those. And that's all I need to do for lubrication. So let's go ahead and top him back together. Drop my barrel back in. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, can you hear that? Flies together. And we have our recoil spring and our guide rod. Put a recoil spring in the cup. Push down. Put the guide rod on the seat. Slide him together. Lock him back. Put the pin back in. Let him slam shut. And yes, I do let them slam shut. I do not ride it. I do not baby it. Trust me, you fire it around and it throws back 500 or so foot-pounds of energy against that slide coming back. You're not going to damage it by letting it slam shut. And that is fast action. Everything functioning perfectly, and we're good to go. So, again, I appreciate you stopping by. This has been Jay with 1791 Actual, and as always, God bless, and see you on the other side.